San Antonio starts right now.
All right, we are starting off with a live look out of the Alamo City. There are whispers of a cool front on the way. We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. But until then, good morning. It is 6 o'clock this Saturday. Hey, look at this. September is just about over.
Thank goodness.
I know, right? All right, I got to say, great story with the stevia, by the way.
Oh, you liked that?
I did. It also caused ripples across our entire household.
I was going to say, I need to hear Paige, Max's girlfriend. I'm sure she's like, we got to make our own stevia.
She went through all the stevia. She's a big stevia proponent, and she has been anti-aspartame for years.
And now I ruined it for her.
No. She went through. It's all natural. We're good.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, we're safe. But there was a moment there, Sarah Spivey, where we're like, are we becoming planter people?
Well, welcome. The plant people welcome you, Max.
Just to give people context in case they haven't been paying attention, Sarah did a story about aspartame because there was a recent study in how to make your own natural sweetener that's sugar-free, stevia.
We'll air it later this morning.
Look at that tease.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to this week's Real Deal Cool Front. Ooh. Yes, there is a lot to be excited about, but we do have to get through this weekend, and it's going to be more of the same this weekend. Pretty much just hot and humid with a couple of isolated showers. As you take a look outside right now, it's 76 in San Antonio, 76 at Kelly, and 75 in Converse. Some clouds out there this morning, and this is a look at your weekend forecast. 94 today, 92 tomorrow. We will have isolated rain, particularly in the afternoons, both today and tomorrow. Coverage will only be about 20 to 30%. By the way, today will make our 115th day in a row where the high has reached 90 degrees or hotter. That includes today's forecast. So when will the 90s end? Well, our average last 90-degree day is the middle of October. And right on cue as we start October, we have a cool front that will knock temperatures below 90 degrees and bring a decent shot at rain. Details ahead. Max and Sarah.
Sarah, thank you. We are starting to see the effects of the more than $3.7 billion San Antonio budget. One of the noticeable budget line items is slotted for bulletproof protection.
So as San Antonio's new city budget takes effect this weekend, Avery Everett breaking down how the budget is building more protection for our police officers.
Layered up and covered in coating. Michael Wange says this glass is built for protection.
You could shoot that panel 10, 15 times, it's not going through.
It's covered in a bulletproof film, and it's technology that's showing up more and more across San Antonio.
And there's a fear, people want to feel safe.
A1 is working to install this bulletproof film onto these panels for SAPD at its St. Mary's location. But to get this film onto vehicles isn't so easy, and that's because of the shape.
You're somewhat limited on a car as to the thickness of film that you can apply.
The San Antonio city budget that's set to take effect this weekend will add the funding for more similar glass protection to SAPD vehicles. This year, the city will spend more than $200,000 to replace the windshields and side glass on 30 SWAT and street crime cars. And in the years to come, $1.5 million will be invested in bulletproof glass for patrol vehicles.
It's effective, obviously, but it's also very expensive.
This comes after a month that saw the shootings of several San Antonio police officers.
We want our officers safe, absolutely.
Gun safety advocates say this is a step, but not a solution.
What is going to sustain them in the long run instead of a quick solution?
Wanke says this is a start that can buy more time.
The thicker the film, the more time you buy from somebody getting inside.
And that could be the difference between life and death. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Well, a program to help protect children from domestic violence and family trauma, that's something San Antonio leaders are hoping to bring to our community, creating a temporary crisis nursery. So a crisis center allows parents to voluntarily drop off and pick up their children at the facility while the adults deal with family emergencies. Now, they say the main goal, keep children safe. KSAT's reached out to two organizations that run crisis nurseries, one in El Paso, another in Cleveland. They say any help that communities can provide families is a big win for the children.
It gives you 3 days to just relax, enjoy some time for yourself, and when you pick them up, hopefully you'll be a better parent.
We can work to keep kids safe and work to keep the families together, overall, not only are the families and the children better off, our communities are better off, and it's a lot less expensive.
So local city council members Manny Plies and Adriana Rocha Garcia, they've asked city staff to do some research, see what exactly it would take for San Antonio to bring in and support a crisis nursery. We're going to keep you posted on those requests. Well, really talk of the town, talk of the country. Lawmakers in Washington, they have until the end of the day to agree on a spending bill. Otherwise, the government set to shut down tomorrow morning.
That means millions of Americans will have to go without pay, while others could lose benefits like food assistance.
ABC's Andy Field has more on who all this shutdown would really affect.
The United States speeding toward what could be one of the largest government shutdowns ever and could leave several million Americans without a paycheck. Lawmakers now have just hours to reach a deal to keep much of the government open.
The bill is not passed.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy held a vote Friday on a short-term spending bill, but it failed. 21 House Republicans voting against the measure that would have funded the government through the end of October. White House estimates that 3.5 million federal workers will have to go without pay if the government shuts down. That includes more than 2 million members of the military.
Our service members will keep upholding their oaths, showing up for work, standing sentinel around the world, keeping our country secure, but they won't get paid. It's a disgrace.
About 20,000 Border Patrol officers could also soon be forced to work without pay. Nearly 58,000 TSA officers and 13,000 air traffic controllers.
When you stop pay and you send people home, that affects real people and real lives.
National parks and passport offices will close, and millions of low-income parents who rely on the food assistance program WIC could see their benefits cut off. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
The Texas Supreme Court is siding with former top deputies of Attorney General Ken Paxton to move forward with a lawsuit. The state's highest court rejected Paxton's request to dismiss the lawsuit. 4 people are suing the AG's office for wrongful termination and retaliation after reporting Paxton to the FBI. This comes just after 2 weeks Paxton was acquitted in his state Senate impeachment trial. Now the lawsuit goes to court in Travis County.
Well, San Antonio is Military City, USA. Those who are watching, who have served or are serving, thank you. We know it's no easy feat. Well, USA employees, they're learning that lesson in person. USA employees getting a chance to see what it would be like to be in the military. Yesterday morning, about 500 workers volunteered for the day of mock military service. Take a look at your screen. You're getting a little snippet of it. So the annual event called the 0-Day PT, it has them walk a mile, finish other challenges, and really starting the morning off strong.
So at USA, we're very focused on our members, and we want our employees to understand what it's like to serve so they can serve them better.
So after their day of military training was complete, each volunteer given dog tags for finishing. It was a learning experience. Also, it was for a great cause, raising funds and awareness for veteran mental health services. Time now 6:08, 76 degrees.
Still ahead, a look at the biggest deals in stores to help you save some cash this weekend.
And we are just a couple weeks away from the annual Light the Night event at Hemisphere Park. Coming up next, what Christus Children's Hospital did for those who won't be able to make the walk in October. Morning and welcome back. We're just 2 weeks away from the annual Light the Night event at Hemisphere Park. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society puts on this event every year, celebrating and honoring and remembering those who are affected by blood cancer.
Christus Children's Hospital knows that not everyone can make it to the walk because some might still be in treatment. So yesterday afternoon, they hosted its own Light the Night.
Lee Waldman was there as 3 patients rang the bell, marking the end of their treatment.
It's a day of celebration.
Happy end of treatment to you.
For the families of Elizabeth, Clarissa, and Breesy.
To hear that you're finally good is weird, but it's a good thing.
Gracie Mauricio and her family have been driving from Eagle Pass to Christus Children's since the summer of 2020 when she was diagnosed with leukemia.
It was very hard I didn't know what I was going into, what we were going into.
Gracie's family stood with her as she rang the bell, marking the end of her cancer treatments.
I hope that I'm a hope for any other kid that's there fighting, anyone else that is out there fighting, to see that there is a good outcome and that they're able to do this.
This and the walk through the garden is a part of Christus Light the Afternoon celebration with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. The larger Light the Night walk is happening at Hemisphere Park on October 14th.
It's a very heartwarming experience, especially being in the position that I am here at this hospital, making sure that our kiddos are not missing out and still experiencing everything they can.
The white lanterns are carried by survivors, red for their supporters, and gold carried in memory of those lost to cancer. Matthew Sinclair is a registered nurse at Christus. He's also a childhood cancer survivor. He knows these celebrations help in his patients' cancer journeys.
It's part of that marathon that is survivorship, that we kick cancer's butt, then we're going to keep doing it moving forward.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Amazing story, and just a couple weeks away, Sarah. So, are we going to have a cooler
temps?
Yeah,
I certainly hope so. We are expecting a cool front this week. That's a real deal front. So whether or not that lasts until the 14th of October, we'll have to wait and see. But boy, do we need a cool down. Look at this month. September 2023 will go down as the hottest September on record. Of course, this follows the hottest August on record, the second hottest July on record. The coolest we were as far as high temperatures go this month was 93 degrees. And today I'm forecasting 94. But there is good news. Again, the good news is that we're going to be seeing these temperatures really coming down by about Thursday and Friday. That's behind our first real deal cool front that will actually bring temperatures cooler than seasonably average by the end of the week. Let's go ahead and dive into that forecast before I give you your Saturday forecast for you. High pressure system firmly in place right now. That's why we're going to be hot this weekend. But as we look ahead, this low pressure system is going to be strong enough to kick that high to the curb, and it's going to be pulling in some cooler air in from the Pacific Northwest. That is going to form a cold front, and by Wednesday, that front will be working its way through Texas. It's Wednesday that we start to see our rain chances really rise. And then by Wednesday night, that front will be moving through San Antonio. Take a look at temperatures across the state early on Thursday. There will be areas of the panhandle that get down into the 40s. Now, we are not going to be getting down into the 40s. This is not necessarily going to be sweater weather for us, but it is going to bring that welcome change for rain, particularly Wednesday night into Thursday, and a decent drop in temperatures with highs in the 70s and 80s. So again, not sweater weather, but at least it's going to feel a lot better outside. And there is a potential that we could see some rain chances linger into Friday as well. Still some time to refine that forecast, but for this weekend, know that it is going to be status quo. Hot, a little humid, and a chance for some isolated rain in the afternoon. Outside right now, it's 76 degrees, mostly cloudy, east winds at about 5 miles per hour. Here's your KSAT 12-hour forecast. Mostly cloudy for this morning, partly cloudy by 10 and 81, and then by noon, it's going to be 88 and mostly sunny. This afternoon, a small 20% chance for one of those pop-up thunderstorms that we've seen in the last couple of afternoons. 94 for the high, and winds are going to be from the east-southeast at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Take a look at neighborhood highs. 94 Del Rio, 95 Cotulla, 93 in Beeville, 90 in Kerrville, 95 in San Antonio, 93 in Canyon Lake, and 95 up in Austin. Here's a put-together forecast for you just to summarize everything I've said. Tomorrow, a slightly better chance for isolated rain, but coverage will again only be 30%. Same story on Monday, and then by Wednesday, we start to see our rain chances ramp up. Wednesday night, our best chance for showers and storms, and then temperatures do drop. By Thursday and Friday, our morning lows are going to be in the 60s, and it's going to be pretty comfortable in the afternoons with low humidity too. So a lot to look forward to in the forecast, a lot to keep track of on the KSAT Weather Authority app, and looking forward to the annular eclipse, which is only 2 weeks away. I'll have the countdown for you and what you can expect coming up in just a bit.
I'm so excited.
There's a lot to look forward to after this brutal summer, isn't there?
It's been very cruel.
Yeah, it has. Way to go with that Taylor Swift
You like
reference.
that? Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah. 617, 76 degrees.
Today on the season premiere of Texas Eats, yes, it's a new season. At 10 a.m., David Elder takes us on a tour of some of the top barbecue spots in the state. We'll get a preview after the break.
We gotta go for the brisket first. You ready?
I'm ready, man. Stop talking. Let's go.
Tug on it, pulls right apart, super tender, pass the brisket test. Whoa! Oh my gosh. This is...
How do we tackle this?
A giant beef rib. I mean, we could Lady and the Tramp this thing. This is incredible Texas barbecue.
Very, very good.
On to the side item here. These are the Brussels sprouts. They're candied.
Oh, man. It's like I walked into a Chinese barbecue.
Tres leches. Super creamy. Jack it in.
Oh,
packed full of flavor.
But that was like it was like putting a blanket over my hot, steamy tongue from that pepper that I just ate. You weren't expecting that, were you?
I wasn't. That was a curveball. Brisket, beef rib, the Brussels sprouts, everything out here. Style switch. This is a hit, man.
All right, I'm gonna call out David Elder for a second. We want to have him on the show.
Yeah.
And not only for the hope of actual samples. So David, if you're listening, if you're awake at 6:22 on Saturday morning, we sent you an email. Please respond. Come on in.
Please come on to our show later.
Talk about the new season. It starts at 10 a.m. We're giving you promotions. Come on in.
Just bring yourself.
You can bring food. We're not going to say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Good morning, David. Time now, 6:22, 76 degrees.
The start of a new month means some shopping deals are ahead. After the break, we'll take a look at what items you can save on if you go shopping this weekend. Okay, the holiday shopping season already underway, and major retailers are dropping deals that you wouldn't normally see this early in the season.
I was going to say, it's literally not even the first day of October yet.
Yeah, it's still also very warm outside, so it doesn't feel like we're there yet.
Does not feel like Christmas has come yet. All right, regardless, ABC's Becky Worley has a look at all the big discounts already happening this weekend.
Too soon? Well, ready or not, the holiday shopping season is kicking off this weekend.
The countdown is on. Target Circle Week is coming in stores and online.
Target Circle Week launches Sunday, touting big discounts, like spend $100 on toys and you'll save $25, or spend $50 on household essentials and you'll receive a $15 Target gift card. Walmart launching its official holiday campaign next Monday.
Walmart's Baby Days deals is back.
But today and Saturday, they have their annual baby gear sale. This playpen was $85, now $41. That's a $44 savings. And this Chico car seat and stroller combo was $449, but now it's $359, $90 off.
We are going to score some awesome finds on these days.
And another heavy hitter in this early shopping launch, Amazon. Their Big Deal Days sale for Prime members runs 48 hours, October 10th and 11th.
There are definitely advantages for retailers. They can stock their stores, get some feedback from consumers, and then chase and replenish and bring back things that are doing really well.
Best Buy is trying a new approach, dropping limited quality deals that are available only through its mobile app, and with even deeper price cuts on those deals available to their loyalty program members. Like this throwback Atari gaming system, currently retailing for $399 that they say will be $99 for members, available only in their app.
Back to this notion that the Gen Z customer is telling us they want to spread their purchases out over a longer period of time. Our expectation is that might mean some of these hotter trending items, they'll be picking them up earlier and then saving some of their bigger purchases, maybe luxury items and big ticket items for Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
But recent data from Adobe shows waiting may have more advantages this year. Online prices were down 3.2% from last year, and electronics saw one of the steepest declines, with prices falling 11.6% from last year. Historically, tech prices are lowest around Black Friday, and with this trend toward decreasing electronics prices, waiting to buy makes a lot of sense.
All right, so that was Becky Worley reporting. Wait. So the discounts might be exciting this weekend, but patience may pay off.
I'll be waiting for a while.
I'm now at 628, 76 degrees.
76 degrees, but hey, in the middle of next week.
Hey!
We do have to wait a couple more days, but a real cool front where we're going to have 60s in the morning, higher 60s, according to Sarah Spivey. She'll explain all of that when we come back.
Good morning and welcome back. 6:32 this morning. It is Saturday. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us.
Good morning.
Can't believe September is almost over.
I'm excited because I was excited for August to be over.
Okay.
But then August kind of just continued into September.
I got a hot take, pun intended. You jinxed us. You jinxed
it's
the
my
whole
fault.
city. So everyone out there who's watching, who's like, we can't deal with this heat anymore. Thanks, Sarah Costa, because end of July, you were like, oh, we're almost there. The marathon is
marathon's almost over, but it's actually really almost over.
It is, guys. She's not jinxing it. Don't worry. We are confident that there is going to be a real deal cool front this upcoming week that will, although not bring sweater weather, it is going to make it feel a little bit more seasonable outside. First, though, 2 weeks from today, the annular solar eclipse. Annular is a fancy word for a donut, basically because there's going to be a ring of fire in the sky as the moon is going to move in front of the sun, creating a ring of fire look. And San Antonio is going to be right in the middle of that path. It's going to be around 11:50 in the morning on Saturday, October 14th. Let's hope for clear skies at that time. All right, here's a look at your KSAT 12-hour forecast. More of the same today. Mostly cloudy out there right now. We'll be looking at partly cloudy skies and toasty temperatures. 94 for the high with a 20% chance for an isolated shower or storm. So here is what we're tracking for tonight for your football forecast. A lot of football games going on. Things should be just fine. Warm, partly cloudy with east winds. Temperatures generally in the 80s with relatively low humidity. So not too bad tonight. What we're going to be keeping an eye on is status quo this weekend. So a few isolated thunder showers today and tomorrow. Then a real cool front arrives Wednesday night, our first real one of the season. That's going to make things noticeably comfortable and bring a chance for rain. I have a lot to talk about in the forecast. Hope to see you in a few minutes as we walk through what we're tracking for not only this weekend, but next week as well. Sarah, Max.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, they used to carry out the law. Now they're on trial. Two former San Antonio police officers, Carlos Castro and Thomas Villarreal, they are accused of beating up a man inside his own home in early 2020.
They're charged with aggravated assault by a public servant. Their trial began yesterday morning. As Garrett Berringer tells us, their defense is that it was part of the job.
In January 2020, police say Eric Wilson was speeding and failed to signal a turn. But the head of the Civil Rights Division in the DA's office says that while in his east side driveway, Wilson was faced with San Antonio police with their guns drawn.
He reacted, I'm not sure I want any of this. And he went into his home.
He says police demanded Wilson come out. Wilson didn't, but police went in.
But in the 2 minutes of that entry, Wilson was pummeled 20 plus times about his head and face.
But in their opening arguments, the defense repeatedly hammered that Carlos Castro and Thomas Villarreal had rough jobs that required rough action, that in this case was justified.
What may look awful is not unlawful.
Defense attorney Jason Goss says Wilson knew police were behind him before he got home, and he did not have the right to try to get away into his house. And when police made their way in, Goss said they only used force until they got Wilson's hands.
You show your hands, you don't get punched. If you won't show your hands and resist arrest, you will get punched.
While prosecutors say the officers did not apply the law appropriately.
When you're on the left-hand side of the V, how we arrive at that answer matters. We have to show our work here.
Garrett Berringer, KSAT 12 News.
Police have arrested a couple for allegedly selling a Margay cub and trying to sell a Jaguar cub in McAllen. The couple does not have a license to buy, sell, trade, or transport exotic animals. Federal authorities say they are the first to be charged under the Big Cat Act, which was enacted in December. It bans people from importing, transporting, selling, and possessing prohibited wildlife species. Authorities say the couple sold the Margay cub for $7,500 to an undercover agent. If convicted, they could get up to 5 years in federal prison and have to pay a $20,000 fine.
Well, now to the big story of the weekend. Could the government shut down? From the food delivery to homebound seniors to even childcare. Now, there's some seriously important federally funded programs that could take a hit if our government does in fact shut down.
Camelia Juarez tells us how people in our area would be impacted.
Even if we know the money's going to come at some point, any sort of interruption is, always a little scary.
Forest, Maine with Meals on Wheels says a large portion of their funding comes from the federal government. While Meals on Wheels expects to continue serving the 4,000 seniors in our area, a potential shutdown can slow cash flow.
Purchasing food, purchasing the trays that we deliver food in, paying for the gas for our vehicles. The cost of all of that stuff has gone up a lot in recent years.
Maine says it's concerning, but Meals on Wheels of San Antonio is fortunate to have other streams of income, much of it donated. However, as Congress tries to create a budget, Maine hopes seniors are not on the chopping block.
If they decide to cut funding on the Older Americans Act, then that could affect our ability to serve people. We hope it doesn't.
Head Start, an early education and family services program, says its services will not be interrupted.
We are business as usual. We will continue to keep thriving.
Rhonda Roach with Head Start San Antonio says their program is lucky because its budget begins earlier in the year. Roach encourages people to continue enrolling in programs despite a possible shutdown. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Well, a state of emergency is in effect in New York and New Jersey. If you've been on social media, you probably saw some of the images. There's torrential rainfall that hit the region. 23 million people now under a flood watch, and government leaders, they're urging people to stay off the roads. Look at your screen right now. That is incredible. Now, public transportation also taking a dip. People are kayaking in the middle of the street. Officials say that yesterday marked the wettest day on record in New York City since Hurricane Ida 2 years ago. And they're warning these floods not over yet.
Senator Dianne Feinstein has died at the age of 90. The California Democrat was the longest serving female senator in U.S. history. Feinstein, a former mayor of San Francisco, was first elected to the U.S. Senate in 1992. Some of her consequential work included the 1994 federal assault weapons ban and the 2014 CIA torture report. Recently, Feinstein's health became a subject of increasing scrutiny. California Governor Gavin Newsom now has the power to appoint someone to serve out the rest of Feinstein's term.
Well, a grand jury in Las Vegas indicting the last living suspect of the 1996 killing of Tupac Shakur. Dwayne Davis now charged with the murder. Davis, the uncle of the suspected shooter, and has long been linked to the case. He has admitted that he was in the car with his nephew when Tupac was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting near the Las Vegas Strip. Time now just about 6:40, 76 degrees.
A local father and son are hoping to reach more people at their church after the break, how they're doing that and why it means so much to them.
And a live look out of the Alamo City, 76 degrees. It feels good even just saying 76 degrees. Could we see cooler temps on the way? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. Good morning and welcome back. Giving back to the community, helping people get on the right track. That's something that Last Chance Ministries has called their mission since 2005.
Pastor Jimmy Robles changed his life from drug dealer to a man of faith. Now his son is following in those footsteps in hopes of expanding their reach. John Paul Barajas has a story.
I'm really proud of him. You know, I always tell him, like, we don't forget where we came from. We just don't stay there.
Giving back to the community and being a helping hand to those in need. It's what's important to Pastor Jimmy Robles of Last Chance Ministries. The priority he's passed down to his son. And now at the family affair, Pastor Jimmy Robles III is set to open the second Last Chance Ministries church on the Northwest side.
To be a part of every step of the way, from when I was 3-year-old, not knowing what was happening, to now being 21 and leading the next era for Last Chance Ministries is really, it's encouraging and it's mind-blowing to me that I really can't quite comprehend it sometimes.
Last Chance Ministries has become a staple on the West Side, from their annual back-to-school bash to holding vigils for those in mourning
and preaching the word of God to their parishioners. But it's assistance that had an unusual beginning.
Started selling marijuana and then started selling cocaine, and then I did that for 15 years. It was a double life that I lived.
And it was actually a church retreat that Robles planned on selling drugs at that changed his life.
Thought I'd be smart and put a quarter ounce of cocaine in my sock, my luggage, and went to the retreat. I saw a little skit, little drama at the church that I went to, and I went back to my room, flushed the cocaine down the toilet, and never looked back.
At 21 years old, his son, a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy, and now an ordained pastor, ready to serve his community in a new way.
We want to make sure that Last Chance Ministries is truthfully a place for you to call home.
That was John Paul Barajas reporting Last Chance Ministries' new location at his 11605 151 inside the Courtyard by Marriott SeaWorld Westover Hills location. Their first mass tomorrow morning, 11 a.m.
A 5K honoring Lexi Rubio, who died at Robb Elementary, will continue for the second year in a row. The second annual Lexi's Legacy Run will take place on her birthday in October. A virtual run will also start Friday, October 20th through the 22nd. A community run in Uvalde will be happening at 9 a.m. on October 21st. The money raised will go towards Lives Robbed, a nonprofit started by 4 of the families, the Uvalde victims, including Rubio's.
All right, Sarah, we are starting at 76 degrees, and you're saying a few days we might actually get cooler.
We are going to have a change. We do have to be patient, though, because it's not going to arrive until Wednesday night. So a few days.
It's like Christmas is in sight.
I know. We can see the
Can't open the
change,
presents
though.
yet.
Right. But we do have status quo this weekend. So think about it. Whatever the weather's been like the last couple of days, that's what it's going to be like today and tomorrow. So hot, 90s, and a small chance in the afternoons, 20 to 30% for an isolated shower or storm. Otherwise, that real cool front arrives Wednesday night, and it will become noticeably comfortable. Let's go ahead and talk about the weather setup right now, what we're dealing with. High pressure is still firmly in place. That's why it's going to be status quo this weekend. Hey, remember we were just talking about all the rain that they saw in New York? That system is moving off to the north and to the east. Parts of Long Island saw about 9 inches of rain. New York itself, 7 to 9 inches of rainfall. Impressive rain. But take a look to the west. You can see the cold air building up near Seattle, Portland. Temperatures are in the 40s and 50s. That low pressure system right there is going to kick away this high pressure system and open the door for some cooler, more comfortable weather. Now, it's not going to be sweater weather for us, all right? It's not going to be crisp and cool outside, but it is going to be a welcome change as that cold front will move across Texas on Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll start to see a little bit more activity on the radar, especially by Wednesday night when that front is going to be moving through into Thursday morning. Thursday morning is going to be one of those days where you're going to see a huge temperature difference across the state of Texas. Now, here in San Antonio, again, we won't dip down into the 40s, but we will be looking at mornings in the 60s, afternoons in the 70s and 80s. Not too bad and a noticeable change. So let's talk about rain chances this weekend and next week. Again, only isolated today, tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. Chance for rain is only going to be about 20 to 30%. But by Wednesday, we'll start to ramp up those rain chances. Wednesday night, our best chance for showers and storms. And then Thursday, we could still have some lingering showers and storms as well. As we get closer to when that front moves through, we'll be able to talk a little bit more about rainfall totals. Temperatures right now, though, again, status quo today. It's in the mid 70s, 76 degrees in San Antonio, 73 in New Braunfels, 73 in Uvalde, 77 in Del Rio, and 68 in Rock Springs. In your KSAT 12-hour forecast, 75 and mostly cloudy this morning. By 10, it's going to be partly cloudy and 81, 88 in the lunch hour. So starting to get toasty in the lunch hour. And then this afternoon, 94 degrees with winds from the east at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And yes, a 20% chance for a stray storm this afternoon. Neighborhood highs well above average. 93 in Bandera, 90 in Kerrville, 93 in Castroville, 95 Floresville, 95 Nixon Smiley, 94 in New Braunfels and Seguin. It's going to be 91 in Uvalde. So again, looking at this forecast over the next several days, isolated rain, highs in the 90s through Wednesday. Then Wednesday, we'll start to see our rain chances tick up. A good chance for showers and storms with that front moving through Wednesday night. And then look at those highs on Thursday and Friday, 82 degrees. I've been able to lower them even from the forecast over the last couple of days. As again, this is our first real deal cool front going to be moving in, shaking things up, which we need after the hottest September on record.
I know you're not calling this sweater weather, but 82 high is kind of chilly for me.
Well,
considering
perspective,
what we've been through this summer.
Absolutely. The most 100-degree days, sure. Throw on a sweater when it's 82 outside.
Our
Why not?
AC systems are not going to know what to do. This is not a drill.
Not a drill.
Thank you, Sarah. 650, 76 degrees.
Take a look outside the roads with TransGuides. People starting to get up and about, driving around town. Not seeing any incidents, however. If we do see one, we'll let you know about it.
All right. The KSAT Community Lotto pool has started back up, so that means that no one has won.
We're all here at work.
We're taking a look at their lotto numbers. Pick 3, 216, Fireball 3, Daily 4, 4193, Fireball 5.
Cash 5, 1, 6, 10, 13, 25. Mega Millions, 18, 40, 47, 55, 64. Mega Ball 11, Megaplier 4. Good luck.
Good morning and welcome back. Big recall alert to tell you about. It is on cantaloupe due to the threat of salmonella. Now the FDA says Eagle Produce in Scottsdale, Arizona issued a voluntary recall. Nearly 6,500 cases of whole cantaloupe after they were potentially contaminated with bacteria. Cantaloupe sold between September 5th through the 16th. Several retailers across the country. This recall includes 19 states and Washington, D.C. Of those, California, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, and we're telling you about it because Texas.
All right, federal safety regulators are warning consumers to stop using a certain bassinet immediately because it could possibly be deadly for a baby. The warning from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission applies to the 5-in-1 rocker bassinets. The CPSC says they pose suffocation, strangulation, and fall hazards to infants. They were sold online at Walmart and other websites and were sold in green and gray color schemes.
And the company Make Believe Ideas recalling about 260,000 children's books. They're recalling because of a choking hazard for young children. Now, the recall covers 7 books under the Rainbow Road series board books. The plastic binding rings can actually detach from the books and cause a choking hazard for small children. Now, the books sold individually and in a 4-count book box at Target, Barnes & Noble, Sam's Club, and other stores across the country.
Do you like cantaloupe?
I love cantaloupe.
Really?
The only fruit I don't like, I don't know how that stuck to your mind. We just talked about choking hazard for books, and you want to talk about cantaloupe.
I was just thinking about the salmonella.
The only fruit, I'm safe. I really don't eat too much cantaloupe, but I would. I don't like mango. I don't know why.
Oh, see, I would have had mango over cantaloupe and honey.
I'm sure our producers love this tangent. It's
I'm
fantastic.
sure they do.
They haven't played the music yet.
There it is.
And there it is. Time now, 6:55, 76 degrees.
We'll be right back. Here we go.
Here we go. It is a gift that keeps on giving.
It really is.
Heinz is shipping Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce in order to attract sales. It's releasing a limited edition, get this, ketchup and seemingly ranch sauce. A Swift fan says that's what she appeared to be eating at Travis Kelce's NFL game. It was a Chiefs game, just to be clear, not just Travis Kelce.
It's a Travis Kelce game. The sauce isn't new, so Heinz usually calls it Cranch.
Fantastic.
But 100 bottles will come with this custom label. So it goes back to a picture where she was in, the Kelce suite, and she was eating like chicken fingers, and there was a side of ketchup and then a dollop of ranch. And someone said she was eating chicken fingers, ketchup, and seemingly ranch.
Oh.
This is where that's coming from.
Thank you. That has been our Swiftie correspondent, Sarah Costa.
Not a problem.
Today, only isolated rain. In fact, only isolated rain in the forecast through Wednesday.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
All right, we are starting off with a look at the countdown to a possible government shutdown.
This timer shows when potentially millions of federal workers will have to stay on the job without getting paid until Congress comes up with a solution.
So we're going to tell you what the shutdown could mean specifically for people here across the Alamo City. And speaking of the Alamo City, taking a live look out there, the sun is up. The temps are still down though. It is a beautiful sight to see. 76 degrees to start the weekend. Could we actually see cooler temps in the week to come? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. But for now, good morning.
Good morning.
It is 8 o'clock. It is Saturday, September 30th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us, starting your weekend with us. And when we talk about cooler temps, we got to talk about the garden because you made it. I mean, we made it through the historically hot summer months.
Kudos to the garden.
Kudos to the garden.
Kudos to all, and all the squirrels and animals out there who are just the splooting squirrels. Everyone, we've made it. We only have a couple more days left until Wednesday, Sarah Spivey, when you say cooler temps are really on the way.
Real deal cold front expected for us Wednesday night into Thursday. Now, it's not going to be sweater weather, but at least it's not going to be in the 90s. So we have a lot to talk about in the forecast, but I do want to get you through your weekend first because it's going to be status quo this weekend. Still hot and a chance for an isolated shower storm. Take a look outside right now. You can see the first light of the day, beautiful outside across the city of San Antonio. It's 76 degrees, 77 at Stinson, 76 at Kelly, and 74 at JBSA Randolph. Here's your weekend forecast. 94 today, 92 tomorrow, and yes, a chance for an isolated shower or storm. 20% today, 30% tomorrow, mainly in the afternoon. Think last week when we had those isolated storms in the afternoon, pop-up showers and storms, that's going to be the case this week. But again, today will be the 115th day in a row where we have been at or above 90 degrees for the high temperature. Things are likely going to change. We're likely going to break this streak coming up in the week ahead. I've got those details coming up next.
Thank you, Sarah. Well, a new program here in San Antonio. We're going to create a temporary crisis nursery to protect children from domestic violence. So a crisis center allows parents to voluntarily drop off and pick up their children at a facility while the adults deal with the family emergency. There are many nonprofits in Texas and across the country that have this type of program care for parents. They say the main goal, keep our children safe. So KSAT reached out to two different organizations that run crisis nurseries. One is in El Paso, here in Texas, the other in Cleveland. They say any help that communities can provide for families is a big win for the kids.
It gives you 3 days to just relax, enjoy some time for yourself, and when you pick them up, hopefully you'll be a better parent.
We can work to keep kids safe and work to keep the families together. Overall, not only are the families and the children better off, our communities are better off, and it's a lot less expensive.
City Council members Manny Plias and Adriana Rocha Garcia, they've asked city staff to do some research, see what it would take for San Antonio to support a crisis nursery and bring them here to the Alamo City. We're going to keep you posted on those requests.
Well, the U.S. on the brink of another government shutdown. Lawmakers have just hours to pass legislation to continue funding the government without a deal in sight.
All right, and this time, Congress not able to pass any bill to continue funding even the Defense Department, meaning members of our military will be among the 3.5 million workers going without pay.
Elizabeth Schulze on Capitol Hill to tell us what we can expect from the shutdown.
This morning, with House Republicans in disarray and no clear path for a spending deal in sight, the U.S. government is careening toward a shutdown at midnight tonight. After a tense 2-hour meeting with GOP lawmakers late Friday, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy floating a last-ditch stopgap bill to keep the government funded for 2 weeks.
We continue to work through trying to find the way out of this. I firmly believe.
But a shutdown appears all but certain as the House Speaker faces rebellion from within his party's own ranks. On Friday, 21 hard-right Republicans voted against a stopgap bill to keep the government open, slash funding for social safety net programs, and strengthen border security. Those members opposed say they won't support a temporary short-term fix. If the government shuts down, 3.5 million federal workers could go unpaid, including 2 million military service members.
There are just millions of service members and their families that are now looking at the clock.
Nikita Fowler's husband is an active duty sailor in the Navy.
It's just frustrating.
Nearly 56,000 TSA agents and 20,000 Border Patrol officers will still be required to report to work, even without pay. National parks and federal landmarks also expected to close. Instead, visitors will take in sights like this from the 2018 shutdown. Trash piling up outside federal buildings as hourly janitors were sent home without a paycheck. Also at risk, up to 7 million mothers and children who could lose access to critical nutrition assistance if the federal WIC program runs out of funds.
That was Elizabeth Schulze reporting with ABC. New claims for jobless benefits remain low as the overall job market remains strong. The Department of Labor reported that initial claims for unemployment insurance last week were 204,000. That's up 2,000 claims from the previous week's revised total, which was the lowest level since late January.
And U.S. consumer spending much weaker in the second quarter than previously estimated. So consumer spending, so the amount that you and I would spend on things, that was actually down from 1.7% to 0.8% annually. So the Commerce Department, well, their final revision of the second quarter gross domestic product, the GDP, showed that economic growth unchanged from the second estimate. The GDP, just so we all know, is the broadest measure of economic output.
There's new signs that inflation is cooling after the Commerce Department released the Personal Consumption Expenditures Index. So it's a key way to measure inflation, including gas and food prices. The department said inflation rose 3.9% for the year ending in August. That's the lowest annual increase that index has seen in 2 years and is a positive step toward the Federal Reserve's target of 2% inflation. However, the rising cost of energy may continue to put upward pressure on overall inflation. Earlier this month, oil prices surged further after Saudi Arabia and Russia announced plans to extend production cuts.
And a federal judge will not block Medicare from negotiating drug prices. So the ruling against the U.S. Chamber of Commerce came down yesterday. The chamber filed a lawsuit in June arguing that allowing Medicare to negotiate drug prices would be unconstitutional. It also asked for a preliminary injunction, which was aimed to block the price talks before tomorrow, October 1st. That's when manufacturers of the first 10 drugs selected for negotiations, they've agreed to participate in the negotiations program. But the judge denied that request, writing that participation in Medicare is voluntary. He added, quote, consequences of that participation cannot be considered a constitutional violation. However, the judge also denying the government's motion to dismiss the case.
And USAA says it's offering no interest loans to military members if the government does shut down. It plans to provide loans of up to $6,000 and payment assistance options for its banking and insurance products. Military members will continue working in the event of a shutdown, but will not be paid until the government reopens. Members can apply through USAA's mobile app and website, as well as via phone.
And San Antonio, Military City, USA. So those of you who are watching, who have served or are serving the military, thank you. And you know, serving is no easy feat. Well, speaking of USA, their employees, they learn that mission firsthand. From desk jobs to active duty jobs, USA employees experience what it's like to be in the military for just a day. Yesterday morning, around 500 USA employees, they volunteered for the day of mock military service, the annual event called 0 Day PT that has them do a mile, finish other challenges, really started the morning off strong.
So at USA, we're very focused on our members, and we want our employees to understand what it's like to serve so they can serve them better.
So after they finished the military training, each volunteer received dog tags. Everyone who took part, well, they raised money for an amazing cause, really raising awareness for mental health services for our veterans. Time now, 8:09, 76 degrees.
Today on the season premiere of Texas Eats, David Elder takes us to a new burger joint in Bernie with the classic name.
All right, we are taking a live look out of the Alamo City. The sun is up. It is a beautiful San Antonio Saturday, and it's only going to get nicer as we see those temps come down, Sarah.
Yeah, not necessarily this weekend, right? We still have to wait. We still have to be
I'm
patient.
so far away.
Yeah, why are you so far?
We're now sitting, and I can't just, it's a whole
okay.
process. We're
You don't
playing
wanna
musical chairs.
scoot over?
I don't want to scoot over and
Okay,
possibly break
let
the
me
chair.
bring you into
All right,
the conversation.
bring me in here, Sarah.
So yeah, Wednesday night is when we expect this front to arrive. So it's going to take a while getting here. Until then, status quo. So everything we were dealing with last week, the heat, the humidity, every now and then an afternoon thunder shower, that's going to be the case this weekend too.
Awesome.
But guess what? It's the 30th of September, the last day of September. This September has been the hottest on record. Impressive when you consider that it was the hottest summer on record, the hottest August on record, and the lowest high temperature we had this entire month was 93 degrees. So the hottest September on record. It is fitting that as we start October, we see changes on the horizon. And again, we have to wait until Wednesday night for this front. It is going to take its time getting here, but we are fairly confident there will be a cold front and a real deal cool front, dropping our highs into the 70s and 80s. We may even be able to lower those numbers further as we get closer to that date. Until then, though, pack your patience. It's going to be pretty status quo. But let me tell you about the futurecast and show you that high pressure system, which has been stubborn, is finally going to be kicked out of the way by this low pressure system off in the west. And that is going to pull some colder air from Canada southward. And that front will be moving through Texas by Wednesday. Now, we won't really feel the effects until Wednesday evening, Thursday, but still, Wednesday is going to be one of those days where ahead of the front there will be a few scattered showers and storms. That front will be moving through Wednesday night into Thursday. Thursday is going to be one of those days where if you wake up early enough, you'll see a pretty big temperature difference across the state of Texas. We're not going to get down into the 40s in San Antonio, but we will see mornings in the 60s, which is again a welcome change. And then by Friday, perhaps some lingering rain. It may actually clear out completely on Friday. The system has yet to form, so we really need to wait until it forms to give you a good idea of if we're going to clear out by the weekend. 76 degrees outside though right now. Let's get you through the status quo of the day, where we're going to be looking at clear skies through about noon. It'll be 88 degrees around noon, so warm around the lunch hour. Then in the afternoon, a few of those puffy cumulus clouds. Some may grow tall enough to produce an isolated shower or storm. Chance for rain there is only 20% this afternoon. 94 degrees for the high, and east winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So a pretty breezy evening for any kind of football games tonight, but pretty nice. Here's a look at neighborhood highs. Rock Springs, you'll only be in the 80s today. Good for you. 87 degrees in Rock Springs, 94 in Del Rio, 94 in Pleasanton, 94 in Gonzales, 93 in Canyon Lake, 95 in Cotulla, and 95 in Laredo. So let's just summarize everything I said here. Status quo today, tomorrow, only isolated rain through Wednesday. So don't expect a big change from now until Wednesday. Then by Wednesday, we'll have scattered showers and storms developing ahead of that front. That front moves through Wednesday night. Good chance for showers and storms. And then we'll be looking at much more seasonable weather. Lows will be in the 60s, highs in the 70s and 80s. That is a welcome change. So not only are we excited about the weather, but we're also excited about a solar eclipse, which is only 2 weeks away. Details on that and, of course, your forecast in a few minutes.
Very excited for all those things. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. I moved closer.
I can see that.
I felt like part of the team now.
Go Max.
Yeah.
Welcome.
All right. Time now, just about 8:17, 76 degrees.
Okay, we're about 2 weeks away from Light the Night, and Christus Children's hosted their own Light the Night. We'll take a look after the break.
Good morning, welcome back. Special event to tell you about, a 5K honoring Lexi Rubio, who died at Robb Elementary. That 5K will continue for the second year in a row, the second annual Lexi's Legacy Run, taking place on her birthday in October. A virtual run will go on starting Friday, October 20th, go through the 22nd. A community run in Uvalde will also be happening at 9 a.m. October 21st. The money raised all going towards Lives Robbed. It's a nonprofit started by the families of 4 Uvalde victims, including the Rubios.
We're just 2 weeks away from the annual Light the Night event at Hemisphere Park.
So the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, they put on this event every year, celebrating, honoring, and remembering those who are affected by blood cancers.
Not everyone can make it to the walk because they might still be in treatment. That's why Christus Children's hosted its own Light the Night.
Lee Walden was there as 3 patients rang the bell, marking the end of their treatments.
No more It's a day of celebration.
Happy end of treatment to you.
For the families of Elizabeth, Clarissa, and Breesy.
To hear that you're finally good is weird, but it's a good thing.
Breesy Mauricio and her family have been driving from Eagle Pass to Christus Children's since the summer of 2020 when she was diagnosed with leukemia.
It's very hard I didn't know what I was going into, what we were going into.
Breesy's family stood with her as she rang the bell, marking the end of her cancer treatments.
I hope that I'm a hope for any other kid that's there fighting, anyone else that is out there fighting, to see that there is a good outcome and that they're able to do this.
This and the walk through the garden is a part of Christus Light the Afternoon celebration with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. The larger Light the Night walk is happening at Hemisphere Park on October 14th.
It's a very heartwarming experience, especially being in the position that I am here at this hospital, making sure that our kiddos are not missing out and still experiencing everything they can.
The white lanterns are carried by survivors, red for their supporters, and gold carried in memory of those lost to cancer. Matthew Sinclair is a registered nurse at Christus. He's also a childhood cancer survivor. He knows these celebrations help in his patients' cancer journeys.
It's part of that marathon that is survivorship, that we kick cancer's butt there, we're going to keep doing it moving forward.
Breezy says now that she's done with treatment, she's focused on the future, which includes becoming a nurse, helping kids battling cancer just like she had. At Christus Children's, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Time now, 8:23, 76 degrees.
Well, if you need plans for lunch today, David Elder takes us to a burger joint. Oh, those smashed burgers.
Yeah.
Love a good smashed burger. Okay, it's a burger joint in Bernie.
Oh, we get to watch them smash it.
To kick off the season premiere of Texas Heat. There it is.
These smash burgers, old school diner style burgers, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're going back to the original form of the wheel here, right? We're using Texas Wagyu beef, a Martin's potato roll. If you don't use a Martin's potato roll, you ain't doing it right. You know that.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're smashing those burgers paper thin to smash the heck out of them. And then you get some American cheese on there and that meat will crisp up. And once that meat crisps up, you're 10 years old again.
Hamby's is an homage to American fast food, serving up classic items like fish and chicken sandwiches, battered corn dogs, chicken nuggets, smashed burgers, and shoestring French fries. But of course, no trip down fast food memory lane would be complete without a classic Americana milkshake.
I mean, that just looks fantastic. The Crispies.
Ugh, they look
We were just talking about that with our director, Tony, a few moments ago.
crispy.
Never enough Crispies. All right. So we talk about inflation hitting us left, hitting us right. Now it's hitting us when it comes to cookies. A number of Girl Scout councils, they're increasing their cookie prices to cover rising costs. I'm a big proponent of buying Girl Scout cookies. Now it's going to hit even harder.
Yeah.
Boxes will cost $6 in some areas, but despite the rising costs, they sold out very quickly. Remember this? They went on eBay and they sold for like 4 times the prices. I forget what the limited cookies.
People are still going to buy
Was it like the lemon cookies?
The lemon cookies were great.
Yeah, they were also super rare.
There you go. All right, Toys R Us is getting creative as it continues to work on a comeback. The retailer's parent company says it plans to open locations at airports and on cruise ships. The first to set open at Dallas-Fort Worth International in November. That partnership is giving Toys R Us new life after it shut down all locations in 2018.
Just all the nostalgia.
Jeffrey,
the goat.
he's come back.
Thank you, Tony. Not a goat. He is a giraffe. He's our goat, though.
He's our
time.
goat.
Time now. It's just about
Not a goat.
8:29, 76 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Saturday. 8:32 this morning. It is September 30th, so we're almost there, almost to October.
Cannot wait to be in
Have you
October.
figured out the Halloween costumes? Have you put up the decorations yet?
I haven't, and shout out to my neighbors across the street. They put up
They're already good to go.
like last week.
Okay, is that too early though? Do you wait for October, or are you like?
No, I don't think it's too early. I would have done it. I'm just waiting for cooler weather, Sarah.
We're going to get cooler weather.
Woo!
We are going to get cooler weather this week. We have a first real deal cool front of the season. But before we talk about that, I just want to remind you, so you're not caught off guard, 2 weeks from today, Saturday, right around 11:50, we're going to have a solar eclipse move through San Antonio, the path of a solar eclipse. It's called an annular eclipse because it looks like a ring of fire. Annular is a fancy word for donut or ring. And you can see that the moon will move in front of the sun, but the moon will appear smaller than the sun. So a ring of fire is going to appear in the sky. You need to look through those eyeglasses that are approved, ISO approved, in order to safely look at a solar eclipse the entire time. We've got a web page on KSAT where you can buy, it shows you where you can buy those kinds of glasses. I believe the library is having some giveaways. As we look ahead to your KSAT 12-hour forecast, though, 88 at noon. This afternoon, status quo, a lot like the last few days. Highs in the low to mid 90s and a 20% chance for an isolated downpour this afternoon before sunset. But after sunset, it's just going to be a mild evening. Nice for football games tonight. Keep in mind, temperatures will be in the 80s around kickoff. East winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour by halftime, 84, and partly cloudy skies. Okay, here's what we're tracking. Again, things staying the same this weekend for us. We're going to have to be patient for that front. That real front will arrive here by Wednesday night. Not only will it bring more comfortable temperatures, but also a decent chance for rain. So we've got a lot to chat about in the forecast. Details ahead. Sarah and Max.
Sarah, thank you. 2 former San Antonio police officers are on trial for punching a man inside his home while trying to arrest him after an attempted traffic stop. Carlos Castro and Thomas Villarreal each face a charge of aggravated assault by a public servant. Police say Eric Wilson was speeding and failed to signal a turn when police confronted him in his driveway. Although he walked inside the home, Wilson took the stand yesterday.
I don't know what they wanted to do. It was baffling to me. I was kind of shocked that they was there. I didn't understand why they was there.
Did anyone tell you you were under arrest?
No.
Did anyone tell you you were being detained?
No.
Did anyone tell you you had a traffic violation or anything?
No.
So both officers' attorneys say that they punched Wilson after making it inside, but it was only because he was not showing his hand. So both officers were fired over the incident, though they are appealing that decision.
Also in court this week, a jury convicted Paul Donaldson of intoxication manslaughter in the death of Armando Ortiz. Now, the verdict handed down yesterday afternoon. Lawyers gave closing arguments, and then the case went to jurors. They found Donaldson guilty of driving the wrong way for 6 miles on I-35 back in January of 2017, crashing into Ortiz. According to prosecutors, at the time, Donaldson had trace amounts of drugs in his system, including meth. Because Donaldson has a previous conviction in Tarrant County, he could be sentenced up to 99 years in prison. He'll learn how long he'll be behind bars on November 6th.
San Antonio's new city budget takes effect this weekend, which means funds will be going into bulletproof protection. The San Antonio city budget set to take effect this weekend to protect more SAPD vehicles. This year, the city will spend more than $200,000 to replace the windshields and side glass on 30 SWAT and street crime cars. And in years to come, $1.5 million will be invested in bulletproof glass for patrol vehicles. One company that installs bulletproof film says ballistic glass is effective, but can be costly.
Thick, you have to alter the doors, you have to put different hinges, stronger hinges, you may need a bigger motor if you want it to go up and down. So there's a lot of things involved with it, and that adds weight to the car.
Bulletproof film is often the cheaper alternative to ballistic glass, but that technician says it's not yet able to be properly installed on windshields because of their rounded shape.
Well, the Texas Supreme Court siding with former top deputies of Attorney General Ken Paxton to move forward with a lawsuit. So the state's highest court rejecting Paxton's request to dismiss the suit. 4 people are suing the AG's office for wrongful termination and retaliation after reporting Paxton to the FBI. Now, this comes just 2 weeks after Paxton was acquitted in that state Senate impeachment trial. Now, the lawsuit goes to court in Travis County.
Well, Yelp is emptively suing the state of Texas over its labeling of crisis pregnancy centers in the state. The listings note that the centers do not provide abortions or referrals for the procedures. According to Yelp's complaint, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton wants to change that. The company claims that Paxton plans to file a lawsuit against it, alleging deceptive trade practices. The app that provides crowdsourced reviews of local businesses argues the First Amendment allows it to make truthful statements to serve its users. Legal observers say the move may open a new front in the fight between states and the tech industry over abortion restrictions.
Well, the Department of Labor now investigating Purdue Farms and Tyson Foods over possible child labor law violations. Now, the investigation of the chicken processing plants follows a report in the New York Times from earlier this month. That report mentioned an underage migrant worker severely injured while working for a sanitation company hired by Purdue in Virginia. Purdue says it plans to cooperate fully with any governmental inquiry into the matter, and they say they plan to take appropriate actions based on the findings. Tyson has not yet commented.
The Supreme Court will again wade into the debate over whether government can moderate online content. This is the second year the justices have agreed to decide whether states can force social media companies to host content they would rather remove. The court's decision to consider laws passed in 2021 by Texas and Florida could impact how social media and all websites display user-generated content. It could also make it harder for platforms to remove what they consider to be misinformation, hate speech, or other offensive material.
Well, the NFL and the NFL Players Association announcing a newly revised gambling policy. So it does toughen the penalty for players who bet on their own teams, and it actually lessens the penalty for players who bet on other sports. So current players who bet on other sports outside the NFL will be, for the first time, suspended for 2 games. Second-time offenders will be handed a 6-game suspension, then a 1-year suspension for a third offense. Players who bet on their own teams are going to be suspended indefinitely with a minimum 2-year ban. Any player that places a bet on any NFL game or league-sanctioned event will get a 1-year suspension. Well, this is the story, the gift that keeps on giving. Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce trending after Taylor Swift sat in the box last weekend. So Swift's attendance brought an unexpected spike in Kelce's jersey sales online. On Sunday, Kelce was one of the top 5 selling NFL jerseys at, get this, nearly a 400% spike in sales across Fanatics websites.
Putting him on the map, right?
Read the next story.
Okay, and it's only a rumor that Taylor Swift may be attending Sunday night's Chiefs-Jets game in New Jersey, but that apparently is more than enough to send ticket prices soaring. I think the NFL started that rumor.
It's smart marketing, I gotta tell you.
Smart marketing. Okay, ticket prices have jumped more than 40% according to online marketplace TickPick. The website says the news of her possible appearance sparked the best single-day ticket sales yet for the Jets. And Heinz is releasing a limited edition ketchup and seemingly ranch sauce.
Nice.
Okay, this also is related to Taylor Swift.
We're really capitalizing on this relationship.
A Swift fan says that's what she appeared to be eating at Kelce's NFL game, because it was a plate of chicken fingers, a dollop of ketchup, and a dollop of what the person who posted seemingly ranch. So this is where this is coming from. The sauce isn't new. Heinz usually calls this sauce Cranch.
Okay.
But 100 bottles will come with this custom label, seemingly ranch. The woman, I mean, it's like...
As our Taylor Swift correspondent, I'd love to hear some feedback
everything
here.
she touches is gold.
Well, she just had the last 3 stories of our newscast, so...
She ate chicken fingers. She might have not even eaten them. She might have just put them on a plate with a dollop of ranch. And now they're making money off of it.
Yeah.
Put them on the map.
Something like that. Now it's just about 8:42, 77 degrees.
NFL is loving it. I think everyone's loving it.
I'm going to be honest, I'm getting a little tired of it. We're going to be completely honest.
Not tired of the lower temps, and apparently we're going to see some lower temps, an actual cool front later this week. Sarah's 5B will have our forecast when we come back. Take a look at your screen. These are photos of Canyon Lake because of the falling water levels. An underwater cave has been released. Photos also show remnants of the community that was previously in this area. That's fascinating, Sarah.
Canyon Lake was inundated in the 70s, and you can see that it's now at a record low. It is 18 feet below the conservation pool. It's only 65% full. Of course, Medina Lake only 4% full, Amistad only 34% full, and Choke Canyon only 27% full. We need some rain. And there's good news for rain in the forecast. We just have to be patient. So here's what we're tracking. Status quo this weekend, hot, humid, and isolated shower storm in the afternoon. That real cool front, the first real cool front of the season, arrives Wednesday night, and it will become noticeably comfortable, even though not sweater weather behind that front. And we will have a chance for rain when that front arrives. Here's a look at the weather setup right now. We've got a ridge of high pressure overhead. That's why our weather has been fairly stagnant the last few days. There's a low pressure system over New York. This is that same system that brought about 9 inches of rain to Long Island, and other areas saw 7 to 10 inches of rain from that low pressure system. Meanwhile, off to the west, you can see some colder air building across the Pacific Northwest around an area of low. That low pressure system is going to be strong enough to kick this high to the curb and allow for us to see a few showers and storms as early as Wednesday before the front arrives. That low pressure system is going to grab some cold air. A cold front is going to form, and we're going to be looking at an increasing chance for rain Wednesday night into Thursday as that front approaches from the north. So Wednesday and tonight into Thursday is going to be the time frame for that front. Thursday is going to be one of those days where you're going to want to tune in to KSAT, because you're going to be able to see the temperature difference across the state. Now that front will move throughout the day on Thursday, bringing with it some cooler and drier air from the north. So when we look at rain chances, got to be patient, because it's only until Wednesday that we start to see those rain chances really tick up there. Until then, every day we'll have isolated showers or storms. You'll be lucky if you see rain Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But again, by Wednesday night, that front rolls through, and I'll show you what happens to temperatures coming up in a bit. But first, I want to get you through your day. 76 degrees outside right now, 79 in New Braunfels, 75 in Uvalde, and 78 in Del Rio. In your KSAT 12-hour forecast, mostly sunny by noon and 88. A few of those puffy cumulus clouds will develop in the afternoon, and if they can get tall enough, they'll end up becoming storms. Again, the coverage and the chance is only 20% today, but it is there. A high of 94 degrees today. So go out and enjoy your Saturday like you have the last few days. Not much of a change to the forecast today and tomorrow. 90 in Boerne, 92 in Hondo, 95 in Floresville, 94 in Seguin and New Braunfels. It'll be 90 in Kerrville, 91 in Uvalde, and here's that 7-day forecast. So again, status quo through Wednesday. That front moves through, a good chance for storms. We're going to continue to increase rain chances, hopefully for you. We'll be able to come up with a more precise forecast as we get closer to Wednesday night into Thursday. And then highs are only going to be in the low 80s, mornings in the upper 60s. We may even be able to drop those highs down into the 70s. So wait and see. We're excited about it.
Fabulous. Love it.
We made it.
We made it.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's like the marathon.
We can see the finish line.
We can see the finish line, guys.
All right.
We did it.
Time now, 8:49, 77 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Aerosmith's farewell tour. It's going to be a longer goodbye than expected. Frontman Steven Tyler needs more time to heal from a serious vocal injury. So the band says the 75-year-old, quick pause, he looks fantastic for 75.
He's got great hair.
But here's the thing. He actually fractured his larynx. We're trying to figure out how this happened. So Aerosmith was previously supposed to be in San Antonio on November 1st. New dates have not yet been announced.
Mick Jagger says his kids
also looks great.
These men have a lot of money, Max. And speaking of, he says his kids don't need $500 million, and hints he may even give away at least part of their inheritance. In a recently published interview with the Wall Street Journal, the 80-year-old rocker discussed the business of the Rolling Stones, but when asked if there were plans to sell their 1971 music catalog to make even more money, Jagger said no, adding that his children don't need $500 million to live well, and suggested he may donate his fortune to charity someday. Jagger's 8 children range in age from 6 to 52.
Also, like, kind of a flex where he's like, I don't think they need my $500 million.
Well, on top of like whatever his catalog would make.
Yeah.
His children are like, no.
Yeah. You know what? I think they'll be okay.
I think they're doing.
Yeah, they're grown adults.
They're doing
They
fine.
can figure it out. Time now, just about 8:54, 78 degrees.
We'll be right back. United Airlines says it's making an effort to improve the travel experience for passengers with disabilities. Customers with wheelchairs can use United's new online tool to enter the dimensions of their chairs into the system. Then the search engine will prioritize planes with big enough cargo doors. United says customers can get reimbursements if they're forced into a pricier flight. The airline says it plans to roll out the changes early next year.
And starting November 30th, Israeli citizens will be able to enter the United States without a visa and vice versa. United States citizens can go into Israel without a visa. The Biden administration says Israel joining that U.S. visa waiver program. The admission of Israel in this program, it hinged on the treatment of Palestinian Americans. Now, officials say those issues have been settled and they had an extensive observation period. They found that Palestinian Americans faced restrictions traveling to Israel before they were able to seek travel visa-free on equivalent terms to other U.S. citizens. All right, some people who use the dating app Tinder will have to dig into their pockets to get access to some exclusive features. Tinder Select, a new invite-only membership tier. Get this, costs $500 a month.
No.
$500. You're really looking for love for $500 a month.
Ugh.
So subscribers will be allowed to direct message people without even having to match first. I don't know how that works. Members can also see and be seen on the app's most sought-after profiles. Users will also have the option of hiding ads. For $500, you better not see any ads. And they're also going to be able to see all of the likes sent from the past week.
I'm so glad I don't have to be on the app.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
It's a whole other world out there.
Yeah.
For those of you who are, I wish you the best of luck.
Be safe.
I would advise
Please be
not
safe.
paying the $500, but that's just fiscal responsibility.
Go out, meet people in person.
Time now,
Don't be shy.
8:58, 78 degrees.
We have a lot of confidence in you. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We're going to take a live look outside an event aimed at celebrating Vanessa Guillen's birthday. Remember, Guillen killed at Fort Hood by another enlisted soldier back in 2020. Today, Guillen would have been 24 years old.
So this event hopes to bring awareness towards military sexual trauma and the passage of House Bill 2248, the Vanessa Guillen Day Act.
And back here in San Antonio, taking a live look out at the Alamo City. So the sun is up. We've seen the temps go up a little bit. Not too crazy, though. Still under 80 degrees. How warm will it get today? And could we see cooler temps on the way? We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey in just a few moments. For now, it is 9:01. It is Saturday, September 30th. Thank you so much for starting your weekend with us.
We're almost done.
When you say we're almost done, what do you mean?
With September,
Okay.
with the heat.
Okay.
And I think everyone is so ready for it, Sarah Spivey, and not just the cooler temps, but some potential rain as well.
I think everybody is excited about this. In fact, Justin Horn and I were talking, we can't remember a time when people were this hyped for the first cool front of the season. And yes, it's not going to be sweater weather just yet, so don't get too excited about that chill in the air, but we are going to finally break away from this weather pattern of temperatures in the 90s. But we have to wait. We have to get through this weekend and a good portion of next week. So let me get you through the day today. As you look outside right now, you can see that we've got some clouds out there with temperatures in the upper 70s. So it's 79 degrees in San Antonio, 70 in Comfort, 73 in Kerrville, a little bit more cloud cover across parts of the hill country, 79 79 in New Braunfels and 80 already at Stinson. Here's a look at your weekend forecast. It should look very familiar. Highs in the low 90s, 94 today, 92 tomorrow. And in the afternoon, like last week, we will have 1 or 2 isolated showers or storms, pop-up downpours. Coverage is only 20 to 30%. Today will be the 115th day in a row where the high has been above 90 degrees. We are going to see this streak end in the week ahead. Again, it's not going to be sweater weather, but it is going to feel a lot better. Details ahead coming up.
Sarah, thank you. We are starting to see the effects of the more than $3.7 billion San Antonio budget. One of the noticeable A budget line items is slotted for bulletproof protection.
So as San Antonio's $3.7 billion budget starts to take effect this weekend, Avery Everett breaking down how this budget is built to really protect our SAPD officers.
Layered up and covered in coating. Michael Wange says this glass is built for protection.
You could shoot that panel 10, 15 times, it's not going through.
It's covered in a bulletproof film, and it's technology that's showing up more and more across San Antonio.
And there's a fear, people want to feel safe.
A1 is working to install this bulletproof film onto these panels for SAPD at its St. Mary's location. But to get this film onto vehicles isn't so easy, and that's because of the shape.
You're somewhat limited on a car as to the thickness of film that you can apply.
The San Antonio city budget that's set to take effect this weekend will add the funding for more similar glass protection to SAPD vehicles. This year, the city will spend more than $200,000 to replace the windshields and side glass on 30 SWAT and street crime cars. And in the years to come, $1.5 million will be invested in bulletproof glass for patrol vehicles.
It's effective, obviously, but it's also very expensive.
This comes after a month that saw the shootings of several San Antonio police officers.
We want our officers safe, absolutely.
Gun safety advocates say this is a step, but not a solution.
What is going to sustain them in the long run instead of a quick solution?
Wanke says this is a start that can buy more time.
The thicker the film, the more time you buy from somebody getting inside.
And that could be the difference between life and death. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Well, a program meant to help protect children from domestic violence and family trauma. It's something that San Antonio leaders are trying to bring to our community, creating a temporary crisis nursery. So a crisis center allows parents to voluntarily drop off and pick up their kids at a facility while the adults deal with family emergencies. So they say the main goal here, keep our kids safe. KSAT reached out to 2 separate organizations that run crisis nurseries, one of which is in El Paso here in Texas, the other in Cleveland. They say any community or any help that the community can provide is a big win for our kids.
It gives you 3 days to just relax, enjoy some time for yourself, and when you pick them up, hopefully you'll be a better parent.
We can work to keep kids safe and work to keep the families together. Overall, not only are the families and the children better off, our communities are better off, and it's a lot less expensive.
City Council members Manny Plas and Adriana Rocha Garcia, they've asked city staff to do some research, see what it would take for San Antonio to support a crisis nursery. We're going to keep you posted on those requests.
The Texas Supreme Court is siding with former top deputies of Attorney General Ken Paxton to move forward with the lawsuit. So the state's highest court rejected Paxton's request to dismiss the lawsuit. 4 people are suing the AG's office for wrongful termination and retaliation after reporting Paxton to the FBI. This comes just 2 weeks after Paxton was acquitted in his state Senate impeachment trial. Now the lawsuit goes to court in Travis County. Police have arrested a couple for allegedly selling a Margay cub and trying to sell a Jaguar cub. This happening in McAllen. The couple does not have a license to buy, sell, trade, or transport exotic animals. Federal authorities say they are the first to be charged under the Big Cat Act, which was enacted in December. It bans people from importing, transporting, selling, and possessing prohibited wildlife species. Authorities say the couple sold the Margay for $7,500 to an undercover agent. If convicted, they could get up to 5 years in federal prison and have to pay a $20,000 fine.
Well, a state of emergency in effect in New York and New Jersey after torrential rainfall in that area. If you haven't been on social media yet, you may not have seen these images, but they are startling to say the least. 23 million people under a flood watch. Government leaders urging people to stay off the roads and stay off of public transportation. Look at that. That's a transportation a lot of people are working with this weekend, using kayaks to traverse just city streets. Friday marked the wettest day on record in New York City since Hurricane Ida 2 years ago, and experts warn the rain may not be over yet.
A grand jury in Las Vegas has indicted the last living suspect in the 1996 killing of Tupac Shakur. Dwayne Davis is now charged with murder. Davis is the uncle of the suspected shooter and has long been linked to the case. He has admitted that he was in the car with his nephew when Shakur was killed in a drive-by shooting near the Las Vegas Strip.
All right, well, back here at home, San Antonio, Military City, USA. To those of you watching who have served or are serving the military, thank you for your service. We know it is no easy feat. And now, a couple hundred USA employees are learning that lesson firsthand. USA employees got the chance to see what it would be like to be in the military for just a day. About 500 workers took yesterday morning to volunteer the day of mock military service. The annual event called 0 Day PT has them complete a mile, finish other challenges, and I'll tell you what, it is no easy way to start the day.
So at USA, we're very focused on our members, and we want our employees to understand what it's like to serve so they can serve them better.
So after their day of military training was complete, each volunteer given dog tags for finishing a learning experience, but also helping a really good cause, raising funds and awareness for mental health services for our veterans. Time now 9:09, 78 degrees.
Okay, so you may have seen the new studies come out about aspartame, about how they could potentially cause cancer and autism in boys if consumed by pregnant women. But then we looked into stevia.
Okay.
Is that the healthy, safer option? I'll explain and how to make your own from your garden when we come back.
We're planters here on GMSA Weekends. Look at that. That is a gorgeous shot of downtown.
78?
Oh, come on. This is probably some blue skies peeking through, too. We're going to check in with Sarah Spivey, what you can expect for the rest of the weekend and the work week in just a few moments.